Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else? Large selection of food made from scratch and fairly priced. Highway Safety Services. Highway Safety Services Incorporated provided traffic control and pavement markings in Indiana for the past 60 years. And lastly, by the IndianaSRN sports page. Follow the sports page every day with updated news from coast to coast. Log on at IndianaSRN.org and click on our tab. Hello, everyone. It is great to be with you here tonight. My name is Graham Nash alongside Nathaniel Finch, welcoming you into the broadcast booth. Nathaniel, let's start with the visitors for tonight's ball game, the Triton Central Tigers. They've got a lot of experience on this ball team, and they're led by a really experienced head coach.
Having a good season. That's Mark James that you mentioned. He's in just his second year with this team, but his 43rd year coaching in Indiana basketball overall in Central Indiana. He spent 18 years at Franklin Central. Plenty of experience, this guy. Won a state title with Ben Davis a handful of years ago, and then 5 years at Perry Meridian. So he's only in his second year with this team, but he's had all the experience you could ask for in the state of Indiana, and it shows. I mean, his first year last year, their first handful of games, I think they won 7 of their first 8 games a year ago. They can play basketball fundamentally sound, and it shows thanks to Coach James.
And they've got some fantastic players. When you go down the roster and you look at some of the statistics, there are some real hoopers on this team for Triton Central.
And it starts all with Eli Sago. He's a junior guard, 17 points a game. He leads the team in points, rebounds, and assists. He is just a fantastic player for this team, and they're going to run the offense through him as they usually do. They do have plenty across the roster to help as well, but Sago, such a great player, and it's going to be key for Heritage Christian to try to key in on him. He does everything at an exceptionally high clip.
And you can't forget about Silas Blair, number 2 on this roster in points per game. He's been phenomenal.
And he's got the size. He's the biggest guy on the roster here, 6'5". Heritage Christian doesn't have a ton of size to combat that. It's going to be key to see what Blair can do at his forward position. You get it inside, averages over 13 points a game. He's going to be a big key today.
Triton Central, they're on a hot streak as well. They've won 3 of their last 4. The only loss in that stretch was to Ron Colley, a 3A school. This is a 2A school in Triton Central. And by the way, we should mention, this could be a little preview for an upcoming sectionals match.
Both these teams, 2A sectional 43. We won't know the draw, obviously, for about another month or so. But you're right, this could be a rematch here in a handful of months.
Well, we will tell you a little bit more about Heritage Christian, but we're going to take a break first. Triton Central Tigers visiting Heritage Christian on IndianaSRN.
We're not here to just sell you another piece of software. We're here to helping you procure the licensing, manage and monitor those licenses over time.
Collaboration is very key when working with our clients. We are very much a partnering organization. We definitely work as a team to deliver solutions for our customers.
We're here to build relationships with customers, which is unique.
Hi, I'm Grayson, and our parents work in road construction. Every day they head out to make our roads safer and better for you. But did you know work zone deaths have increased 63% since 2010?
Wow, that's a lot. Please slow down and pay attention when you see all those orange signs. When you do, you're helping to keep our parents and everyone who works on the roads safe. Thanks for looking out for us.
This message is brought to you by your friends at Highway Safety Services. Stay safe, stay alert.
Back at Heritage Christian, we talked a little bit about the visitors in Triton Central. Now we'll talk about the home team. Heritage Christian 5-6 on the season, 1-2 in conference play. And they're a little bit of an opposite compared to Triton Central, a little bit of a younger team and a little bit of a younger coach.
Yeah, and they certainly spread the ball around a lot more on offense. It's not like Triton Central where Eli Sago takes most of the offense. Again, he leads the team in points, rebounds, and assists. For Heritage Christian, it is spread out all over the place. Their leading scorer, the sophomore Caleb Flint, just 10 points a game. Their leading rebounder, Eli Nix, the forward, only 4 rebounds a game. So it's not like they have one dominant guy. They rotate a lot of guys in and out. They spread the ball around pretty well. 3 guys averaging 7 or more points, but there's no one dominant player for this Eagles team. And to your point, a younger coach as well. Trey Granger just in his second year with this squad, a game below 500, his record now through 2 years. So it's a contrast in styles between Heritage Christian and Triton Central.
Granger, he was 12-12 in his first season with this Heritage Christian team. And to your point, he told us that he really focuses on a balanced attack. Doesn't feel like there's any one player that they need to lean on in order to win. But a win is what they really need. They're on a 3-game losing streak. Most recently lost to Crystal House, a 2A school. That was a 48-37 loss. And the big key seems to be this Heritage Christian team maybe gets off to a slower start than others. So it's going to be really key for them to maybe try to get into the paint and get scoring a little bit quicker.
I'll tell you what, too, they started the season scorching hot. 4-2 to start the year. Well, they've lost now 4 of their last 5. So started hot. Now they've really cooled off. And to your point, the big reason why is they've started a lot of these games down on the scoreboard and have to claw back into this game. It's going to be important to get a fast start. It's hard to outscore this Triton Central team. 58 points a game for the Tigers. Heritage Christian is nowhere near that, so you're going to have to win on defense. You're going to have to play great defense and rebound the ball, a couple keys that Coach Granger had mentioned to us.
And when we talked about the key hitters for Triton Central in Sago and Blair, what can Triton Central, or excuse me, Heritage Christian do to maybe combat those two great offensive pieces? Maybe throw an extra man in their direction when they get the ball, because like you mentioned, it's going to be a defensive attack. Heritage Christian 5-2 when scoring more than 40 points, but 0-4 when they score less than that.
Well, Graham, that exact question is what's been keeping Trey Granger up at night. How do we stop Eli Sago? And to your point, they have a great number 2 over there as well in Silas Blair. How do we slow these guys down? For Sago, he's a guard. He's going to handle the ball for the most part today. If you can just throw some bodies at him and just see if you can't get your hand in the lane, see if you can knock the ball around, get him off his groove and just make things tough. He's still going to score, don't get me wrong, but if you can just make things tough, make him score his points with a lot of shots and maybe be a little bit less efficient, you can be more successful that way. And for Silas Blair, they're just going to have to get a second body in the paint there. As soon as he gets the ball, quickly get some help for him underneath the basket and make his life miserable underneath the bucket today.
That's what makes this Triton team so dangerous. They get it down to Blair. Someone has to double, and then they have an open player somewhere around the arc that they can get it to. One of those players, Cale Butler, leads this team from beyond the arc with a 44% shooting percentage. He has been a good player for this Triton Central team when they need him to be. So Heritage Christian, they've got a tall task. They've got to guard the post, and they've got to guard the perimeter as well. Heritage Christian trying to get a win after the JV team could not. This is a doubleheader between Triton Central and Heritage Christian. Triton Central won that one 41-37 in a nail-biter, by the way. It came down to the wire. We were watching it, and that was a really, really good one. So Heritage Christian, they've got a tall task. Try to defend their home floor as we are about ready to go. We've got National Anthem and then starting lineups coming up on IndianaSRN.
Jesus' name, amen.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We welcome you back. Triton Central about ready to take on Heritage Christian in a non-conference match, but perhaps a sectional preview. We'll see as we creep closer to March. Starting lineups for Triton Central. Number 13, Cale Butler getting the start, the best three-point shooter on this Triton Central team, alongside Sam Collier, Eli Sago, Silas Blair, and Grant Long. Sago and Blair, the 2 heavy hitters for the Tigers. And as for Triton Central, we've got Austin Wilhite, Brody Sutton, Gavin Schonk, Caleb Flint, and Eli Nix. Those last 2, Flint and Nix, they really pack a hard punch. But again, not necessarily the team that depends on one player. They're more of a balanced attack, and they really pride themselves on defense and rebounding. Another key thing for this team, though, Nathaniel, is going to be getting in transition.
And you know what I want to look for? How about this? We talked about how Silas Blair is such a big-time forward center for this team, all the size for Triton Central. Well, playing his first game since mid-December is going to be Aiden Lyon, and he comes and is going to end up starting this game. He's got all the size you could ask for in a center, so excited to see what the 6'6" junior can do to help slow down Silas Blair. He led the team in rebounding in his few short games before what I presume to be an injury, but he's back for the first time since mid-December. Excited to see how he can impact this game, and he's going to be the one to jump for Heritage Christian.
Lyon, the 6'6" junior. See if he can stop Blair. Like you said, it will be those 2, or no, it'll be Grant Long for Triton Central in the circle. We are ready for high school basketball, and Triton Central will control. Again, it'll be number 23 in Sago and 34 in Blair, who will really be on this attack. And an early miss from Butler right under the hoop, but just couldn't get it to go. Up ahead, Heritage Christian. They're not necessarily the best three-point shooting team, only about 35% on the season, but are going to try to work it down low. And again, they're really going to be working on that defense. Here's Schonk. Up top, Flint. Nice drive baseline. Good pass around the key. And a near miss. That was Gavin Schonk, but a nice first possession for Heritage Christian.
Absolutely. Played well on defense to get the rebound, and then had a good look, just couldn't put it in. Those will end up going through later in the game.
Here's Sago. Nice dump off. Kraus kicks it out. Sago, triple. Oh, yeah. Sago, you don't want to let him get going early, but he knocks in a straightaway 3.
And a great assist there from Sam Collier to find the open man. And boy, you get him open, 8 times out of 10, he's going to hit a shot.
Heritage Christian looking for an early response. In a game that's all about runs, you don't want to let this Triton Central team get on one early if you are Heritage Christian. Bodies hit the floor, but a nice finish by Lyon. And he gets his first points in quite some time after that injury.
Yeah, good to see him come in, play well. We talked about how his size will be a big key today, and he played well there. Boy, how about that? A couple steps behind the line, that 3-point. Sago is nasty.
Sago, 6 games this season with 20-plus points. He's only had 2 games with less than 10. Just to tell you a little bit more about how dominant he has been for this 7-5 Triton Central team. Another nice cut by Butler, and this time he's able to finish.
Yeah, you can't leave him wide open in the paint like that. You're going to really struggle to win games if the buckets come that easy.
Flint up top. Looks like Heritage Christian trying to get it down low to Lyon. He's calling for it. Instead, Schonk drive, kick. Back to the top of the key.
Nice tight defense here from Triton Central so far. Been impressive.
Schonk tried to create some space, poked away by Sago. And body still on the ground. Somehow comes Heritage Christian's way. Fake, Flint, drives, stop. And a whistle blown.
Sago got hurt at the bottom of that pile. I don't know how they didn't call it jump ball to begin with, but now Sago, he hasn't been in action the last 30 seconds. He came up slow, and now he's heading to the bench. You see him at the right bottom corner of that screen.
Not good if you're Triton Central. Brody Ciriello will come into the game for the first time, number 11 in green. Sago hasn't missed a lot of time, a lot of action in his junior season. So likely they will get him back out there as soon as possible. Sutton the inbounder for Heritage Christian. And they're just going to set something up. The ball movement for Heritage Christian has been strong, but like you said, the defense of Triton Central has been phenomenal.
Quickly getting to the spots, and you're poking it away like that.
Wilhite lost the handle. Triton Central into the front court, wide open. Butler, he can't hit. A strong rebound, ripping it down is Lyon. Nice spin move inside.
What a move.
Brody Sutton gets his first 2 points of the ball game.
And now he shows off his 6'6" frame. That was impressive. Pretty nifty for the big man.
Heritage Christian trying to stick with Triton Central. Went through the hands there of Ciriello. But the Tigers still with the basketball. Ciriello up top, straightaway three. In and out. Schonk with a strong rebound. Schonk has been a strong ball handler for Heritage Christian. And a travel there. Maybe the good old broadcaster jinx.
That's right.
Nathaniel.
As soon as you give him. How about this, though? You see that move on the inside, spinning around and just manufacturing offense. That was impressive.
And we've got a substitution, first one of the ball game for Heritage Christian. Schonk will come out, and Carter Gallion, the sophomore, will check in for the first time. Gallion averaging just over 2 points per game this season, shooting 40% from the field.
And good to see Sago back in the game and feeling good.
He just misses a foul underneath. That'll go on Wilhite, who boxed out a little too hard against Grant Long. But again, with that size difference, sometimes that's just what you have to do to survive.
And I hate to do that announcer's jinx thing again. We're halfway through the quarter, and it's only our first foul. Been flying by. Refs letting a lot of contact go. You love to see it.
Inbound, it hits Sago on the shoulder, but he's able to reel it in.
Probably got lucky that one didn't bounce out of bounds. It was close to the boundary.
Nice move, Sago. Mid-range is butter.
You got to be kidding me. What a move there. Just the twitch and the stop and pop. That was beautiful. And then to knock it down, too.
0 for 3 from the floor. Or sorry, 2 for 3 from the floor for Sago. He's had a strong start and just had to miss about 30 seconds for that early, looked like it might have been an eye poke. Heritage Christian looking to respond. They have pretty much every time that their number has been called. Here's Gallion. Again, they try to work it inside, but Lyon just hasn't been able to get a good look underneath.
What's his first game back, so he's going to be slow.
Corner triple, in and out, and Lyon over the top. Heritage Christian getting some really good looks, though. Impressed with how well they're stretching the floor out.
Absolutely, and to your point, really trying to make it a point to get the ball into the paint. I think that's going to, boy, look at that move. You got to be kidding me. I think getting the ball in the paint is going to, even though it may not be right now, it's going to prove dividends.
So we've got an early timeout. Triton Central leading Heritage Christian 7-4.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in and throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give a call today, 317-849-0810. Triton Central up early on Heritage Christian, but it's been pretty level. The big difference maker has just been Eli Sago. 2 for 3 from the field, including a triple. He's got some nice moves, going for another, and he'll hit.
Sago just can't miss. He has a little bit of room there, a little bit of daylight. That's all you need when you're as talented as Eli Sago is. That was beautiful.
Heritage Christian will respond with a 3 of their own. That one, Caleb Flint. Flint, their leading scorer, about 10.5 points per game, saying, I can make one of those as well. Sago will try again. In and out that time.
So he's human. He is human. That's good. Good to know. We were worried for a little bit, but he is.
I'll tell you who's going to be worried. Everyone playing high school basketball in Indiana, because he's only a junior. He is going to be around for another year to wreak havoc on Indiana high school basketball. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Heritage Christian trying to draw level, and they won't do so there. In transition, Tigers up ahead. Beautiful layup. Sam Collier that time with the finish.
That was impressive. Not a lot of space underneath, but he weaved his way through traffic and finished well.
Gallion face guarded by Butler, has to give it up. Here's Flint, top of the key. Flint loses the handle, gets it back. In the lane, stops, pops, and will hit.
We have not seen a lot of Flint, but boy, he's looked good there. Had the 3 earlier, has a nice move there, just handling the ball. And he shows what he can do as the leader of this Eagles team.
Here's Grant Long. He hasn't seen a lot of action down low. It's really been all Eli Sago up top. Try short corner jumper. Buttery finish for Grant Long. He gets his first points in the game.
He doesn't average more than a bucket or 2 a game, but that one was pretty impressive. With a little bit of range, it was a long 2, and he got it to go.
Not a lot of time left in the quarter. Triton Central trying to pull away. Heritage Christian trying to respond. Gallion. Up top, Flint. Flint, 25 seconds. Deep 3. Oh, swirls the iron. And a strong rebound from Sago. 18 to shoot. Sago, left wing, triple. Butler can't connect, but it goes out of play off of Peters. Couple substitutions coming in for the final 13 seconds. Eli Nix and Hudson Hickey coming in for Heritage Christian.
Eli Nix, the quarterback for the football team.
And 1 for Grant Long. Triton Central starting to find their offense. But Eli Nix, Heritage Christian, like you meant, the quarterback, had 1,700 passing yards this last season. A good year, 60% completion percentage, 22 passing touchdowns. 3-point play is good for Grant Long. 10 seconds, Heritage Christian trying to reel Triton Central back in a little bit before the end of the quarter. 3 seconds to shoot. Flint has to give it up, and it's just given away. Strong first quarter for Triton Central. They lead 17-9 and are going to have to make, or Heritage Christian going to have to make some adjustments during this break. We'll take a break as well. You're watching IndianaSRN.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience. We've got incredible specials, great service. Everything that we do here is made from scratch. We hand-cut all our steaks in-house. Bring your family, come have some great food.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you can be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Morales Group Staffing. We're in business to create a better future for you, for your family, and for the community we share. We can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Call us today, 317-472-7600. Well, it was a close first quarter about halfway through, and then Triton Central, they just ran away with it, and it's largely because of Eli Sago.
Yeah, certainly had a great quarter, right? 8 points. He was green lit from downtown. He handled the ball well. Didn't have a little scare where he had to step out and the medical trainers had to attend to him, but he came in fine, and he has been all cylinders firing since then. It shows why he's the team's leading points getter, leading rebounder, leading assister, leading the team in steals as well. He does it all, and he has just been impressive tonight.
And Triton Central, they got an early turnover, forced an early turnover, I should say, against Heritage Christian. And Connor McClure checked in for the first time for the Tigers, along with Brody Ciriello again. Triple can't fall that time for Sago. He's now 2 for 4 on the night from beyond the arc. And Heritage Christian will try to get back on the board. Schunk back in the game for Heritage Christian. He was their ball handler for the majority of that first quarter. Here he is, kicks it to the corner. Man, the Triton Central defense has been so stout early on in this contest.
Yeah, you just saw them poke check a little bit there. Done that a couple times that have forced turnovers, and Heritage Christian was lucky to grab it.
Schonk looking to get it down low to the big man in Lyon. There they'll give him the entry pass, and he just slams it a little too hard off the backboard.
Might have looked for some contact there. I wonder if that was just a desperation heave, thinking he could get the whistle. These refs, they're not stopping this game.
No, they are letting him play. We've seen that on both ends. Here's Sago, doubled, gives it up and poked away, taken by Schonk.
Need to take advantage here.
How about a three? Doesn't go, offensive board, and that falls for Lyon.
Couple rebounds here early for Lyon. Again, the 6'6" center hasn't played a lot since December, and clearly making his presence felt.
Heritage Christian was only down 3 or 4, but at the end of that quarter, it just got away from him, trying to reel it back in, and a miss from Butler helps. That's his second miss from right by the rim, but a giveaway coming the other way. The Tigers nearly got it poked away. Triple buried by Kraus.
Yeah, he's been a fantastic three-point shooter on the season, over 50%, and we're not talking like 2 for 4 on the year. He shoots a lot of threes, and he makes a lot of them.
Triton Central not looking like they are going to slow down. 3 on the way for Schonk. That one's strong. Sago gets the board.
Heritage Christian can make threes when they're moving the ball. Woo-hoo-hoo. What a move there.
That's going to force a timeout from Trey Granger. Heritage Christian down by their largest. Lead is 11.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15.
Heritage Christian looking for some answers. They trail 22-11. Triton Central's offense has been high-powered, and their defense has been good as well. Cieriello, wanted a backcourt violation, but said it was tipped. Takeaway, no matter the case. Up ahead, Cieriello. He gets fouled, and he'll get a first trip to the line.
So last possession, he had the nifty inside move where he windmilled that layup, and then this time, again, great ball handling on the inside, forces the contact, and Cieriello to the line. Hasn't shot a lot of free throws this year.
That's exactly right, but he's still about 75% from the line. First one's up and through. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Boilermaker Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for a new build, an upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Boilermakers Local Union 374 to do your job right the first time. Cieriello makes both from the charity stripe. Triton Central's lead still at its largest. Not looking like they're going to slow down at all. What does Heritage Christian have to do to get some defensive stops?
The Eagles need to stop taking, at least on offense, we'll start there, such bad shots. This one was a great shot. Now, it didn't fall, but I want to see more of those open threes, not the contested ones where you're just trying to manufacture shots yourself.
On the defensive side, it might just have to be the hope that Sego misses. He has been phenomenal and also a great assister of the basketball.
He's certainly struggling to contain him. I guess just tighter defense on the perimeter. He'll make shots on the inside. You can't let him hit him on the outside.
Nice poke by Schonk. It'll stay on this end of the floor.
Too often this Eagles offense, you get one pass and then you take a shot. I want to see him keep passing the ball around. Look for the vulnerabilities of the Triton Central defense.
Sego can't penetrate, so he'll give it up to Kraus. Here's Long, only 2 points on the young ball game. Sego again. And he gets fouled on his way to the cup by Schonk. He is just so deadly, can create offense no matter where he is on the floor. And Schonk just having to get his body in the way a little bit.
And even on his bad days, Sego just draws so much attention that it really frees up some of his teammates. Well, guess what? Today's not one of those bad days, so he's drawing the attention and he's hitting the shots.
Cale Butler back in the ball game for Triton Central, number 13 in green. The ball with Kraus. Quick defense from Sutton. Kraus into the lane, puts up a wild shot, gets fouled. And Brody Sutton a little bit in disbelief, not too happy with that call, but a trip to the line nonetheless.
Both these teams really limited their fouls, which was impressive to this point in the game, now halfway through quarter number 2. But of late, the Eagles have started to get a little bit more physical on the inside, and it's starting to get called.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Passion to Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. As a prestige healthcare company, Passion to Care is driven by decades of expertise and a drive to go above and beyond. Call us today at 317-537-1811. Heritage Christian desperately needing an answer before the end of the half. Their big hitters, and Caleb Flint and Eli Nix, haven't been too involved. Flint trying to kick it out, and it gets poked away, so it'll stay on this end.
Again, just a great example of this Triton Central defense, knowing where to get your hands to get your influence felt, right? Even though it didn't result in a turnover, they poke it out of bounds, and now that's in Heritage Christian's mind that, oh yeah, these passing lanes are a little bit smaller than maybe we thought coming into this one.
Wilhite comes back in for Gavin Schonk. He was the ball handler off the inbound. Now he has it on the left wing, loses the handle, but able to get it back to Caleb Flint. 3.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Again, quick hands and quick feet by the Tigers. Their defense has been phenomenal. In the lane, kick out, Wilhite, nice dribble drive.
Swarming defense, my goodness. Open shots that are only open for half a second.
Corner three, nearly blocked and was blocked by Sego, but Heritage Christian with another chance. And we've got a foul before the shot. Today's broadcast brought to you by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have consistently been the trusted allies for all your inventory management, warehouse fulfillment, and transportation needs. We stand as your comprehensive logistics partner. Ride with us. Call today at 317-396-1023. Triton Central takes a timeout. We'll take one with them. They lead by 15.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service. Call today, 317-328-2555.
I think Brody Sutton has that spin move perfected twice on the low post. He spins around and puts in a beautiful bucket. That was amazing.
4 points on the ball game for Sutton.
Sago again with the 3. You can't stop this guy. He sent Arterburn flying through the air trying to defend. There is no defense for such a great offensive player. And look at this, he gets the steal on defense.
Sago ruling the world late in the first half. He'll try a 3. That one's short, can't quite go. He is on fire, 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. 11 points to his name. Heritage Christian desperately looking to cut into this lead a little more. Long 3, it's in!
From the volleyball line. Caleb Flint needs to just take over this game. He is such a talented player for this team. I want him bringing up the ball every play. I want him driving at least once a possession and see what he can't make happen.
5 points for Flint in the first half. Here's Sago. Under 2 minutes to play. And a large lead for Triton Central.
Arterburn made life hard for Sago there. Forced him to pass the ball.
Kraus thought about a 3, didn't end up taking one. And Sago is going to reset. Guarded by Arterburn. And he's just going to direct traffic for a little bit. Minute and a half. Kraus with the basketball. Looks like they're just going to wind some clock off. That's exactly what they're doing. Going to take as much time away and forcing a foul.
Jeez.
That one goes on Brody Sutton.
I don't think you mind that if you're Heritage Christian. You still have 1 to give, so we're not headed to the free throw line. And maybe this forces a half-court offensive set instead of just standing in the corner. Maybe actually Triton Central can run a play here, and you can get another crack at the ball with about 30 seconds left if you're Heritage Christian.
Nick Dearman and Noah Dearman into the contest for Heritage Christian. Sam Collier in for Triton Central. Sago kicks it corner, and a reset for the Tigers. All the time in the world for Triton Central. And they're going to pass up on every open shot until that clock hits 2 goose eggs. Triton Central, this is a team that doesn't cool off, scoring about 15 points in every quarter. And they have hit pretty much that number on the dot. Forcing a turnover, but Heritage Christian steps out of bounds.
Had a great look there. Finally got in and made a great play on defense, just to have it spoiled by the boundary. That's tough.
The senior Nick Dearman. Today's broadcast brought to you by Highway Safety Services. Services, you do what you want. We'll keep you safe doing it. Contact us at 765-446-1502. Triton Central nearly turned it over yet again, but no whistle blows. 15 seconds for Sago to create. Sago, 11 points already, gives it up. 3 off the heel. And Heritage Christian with 5 seconds to get a shot off. Up ahead, up in the paint. A lot of contact and a foul at the last minute. It'll be a foul on Sago. And Noah Dearman will head to the line. Big turn of events. The Tigers were holding that ball for the last shot, and all of a sudden Heritage Christian has a chance at 2.
Really a clinic on how you run some time off the clock. The last 90 seconds until now belong to the Tigers, and they really showed off their ball handling abilities from top to bottom on the lineup. It's not like it was just one player. They did a great job just spilling some of that clock out. But to your point, Heritage Christian got the play they needed on defense, got the last second shot, and they get 1 point out of it.
Dearman 1 for 2 from the stripe. Half-court heave, and that one's off the mark. Triton Central, strong first half. They lead 29-17, and it's a 10-minute halftime. We will be back on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt.
Insulting referees.
Threatening officials.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes.
Violent language in the stands.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot. It's not a game.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements and top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Brian Chrisman joins me today. And Brian, talk a little bit about the winter and Wheeler Mission and how important it is for people to help Wheeler Mission, because winter means homeless and homeless means people in the cold. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really serve a lot of people year round, no matter what the weather is, right? And so we serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people who are experiencing homelessness every single night. But when winter hits, that can become life or death. So if you're stuck out in the cold, happens every year. IMPD will find people out in the cold and encourage them to come in. But if they don't catch them in time, I mean, again, life and death. And so it's vital that our doors are open. And so we do that. Our staff shows up every day to make sure our doors are open. We serve 1,000 meals a day plus every single day. That's a nice, warm, nutritious meal. Donors provide that. Donors provide our food, coffee, something hot to drink. You know, donors provide that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved at Wheeler to make sure we can get through winter, or to work at Wheeler. We need staff, and so We're always looking for staff to get us through the winter time. We spread ourselves thin during winter, making sure that anybody can find space. And so we have bed capacities for sure, but we go beyond that every winter to make sure that the city has an option for people who are experiencing homelessness in the dead of winter.
Schools out there that are watching this program, with our reach, maybe they want to do a sock drive, or they want to do a sweatshirt drive. They can contact our office at IndianaSRN, or they can contact you. Where's a contact, or who would be a contact that maybe we want to do a sock drive? I think that would be a great idea for SRN to start one of those sock drives. How would that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you go to wheelermission.org, we have our needs lists that are right there on our website. Those change sometimes in the winter, but there are some needs that are pretty much continual when it comes to hygiene items, when it comes to warm items to get us through the winter. So when you're talking about coats, especially bigger sizes for people that come through, we want to make sure a lot of people that come to our mission, they come with the clothes on their back, right? And so we need to make sure they have something to wear during their stay with us, and which could be for a few weeks, could be for a couple months. And so go to our website, wheelermission.org. You can donate directly there, whether it's a financial donation, or you can look at our needs list. You can even find drop-off locations. You can drop it off at some of the barns that we have around the city, or come right down to Wheeler Mission, drop it off right there. But we need this community's support. So greatest thing about Indianapolis is it is a generous community.
Yes.
It is a community that steps up when there's a need. And there's 1,700 homeless individuals in our community. That number has risen 5% just over the last year. Wheeler Mission is the main place for those individuals to go, has been since 1893, over 130 years. And so support that ministry so that those doors can be open, making sure that every man, woman, and child that needs to come inside can come inside and not only get warm, but get nutritious meals, food, shelter, and care. And so beyond that, we take them through a whole journey of program to make sure that they come out our back door different people. But the first things first, right? Get them fed and get them warm and get them safe.
Since it's basketball season and we cover over 300 games a year on IndianaSRN, we challenge our basketball teams and our basketball programs to get involved. There are meals that need to be served. Tell our teams out there how they can help and serve meals.
Yeah, no better way to really open your eyes to the community's needs than to stand in front of people who are desperately in need and hand them a meal, hand them what they're asking for that day. So great group opportunity is to volunteer at Wheeler Mission. You can go to wheelervolunteer.org. You can sign up a group. It can take an hour and a half to come down and serve a lunch. You can get 12, 15 people involved in that, a dinner, come down either at our men's shelter or our women's shelter. It's a really cool experience for teams, not only to help in a way that you're making a difference, but to see the people that you're helping, right? To hand a meal to someone and smile and say hi to someone literally in their darkest moment, right? So
best assist they can ever make.
Oh yeah,
is to serve a meal.
That's a good point. It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk, exactly. For IndianaSRN, this is Keith Myers.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome back to Heritage Christian. The Tigers taking it to the Eagles early in the first half, and they did not look back. Graham Nash alongside Nathaniel Finch with you tonight. Nathaniel, let's start with the home team. They went down pretty early, maybe around midway through the first quarter. What changes do they need to make to come back in this contest?
Well, in that entire first half, Heritage Christian just looked gassed. Now, I know these are high schoolers, but they played last night. It was a loss against Crystal House. Only the second time all year they played a game on the second night of a back-to-back, so it really seems like it's showing here. They're just not being patient on offense. I'd like to see Heritage Christian run your full offense, and now I'd like to see you run it through Caleb Flint. A great first half. He had 8 points there. You got to run it through him and just be patient. Wait until you can find the good shots, and that's how you're going to start knocking down some of these. A lot of times, one pass and then a three, and it's a bad three and a miss. If you can just run through an offense, you will find open looks. You're probably going to find entries into the paint, and that's where your high percentage shots lie.
Welcome back into the booth, Graham Nash, Nathaniel Finch. Let's talk a little bit about Triton Central. They did everything right. They were fantastic, and it all starts with Eli Sago. 11 points, 3 threes. I mean, not many notes for them coming out of the half.
Had a block, a couple steals, some assists. He was fantastic. Sago, you just keep doing what you're doing. The rest of these guys, hey, keep feeding the hot hand. I will say, so he had those 8 first quarter points, only 3 in the second quarter. Heritage Christian did find a way to bother him a little bit. Now they were still able to put up 12 points in the quarter, so the rest of the team stepped up, but great job by the Eagles to start slowing him down. Like to see what kind of masterclass we see in the second half here, because Eli Sago looked fantastic that entire first half.
It's the advantage when you've got such a good player in Eli Sago is he draws so many defenders. There's going to be someone open somewhere. It's just, can he find that player? And man, he was doing exactly that. Triton Central has been on a tear, trying to win their 4th game in their last 5. They beat Yorktown, lost to Roncalli, a 3A school, also Yorktown, a 3A school themselves, and then beat Waldron and beat Morristown in a tournament. In that tournament, the Shelby County tournament, Sago was the MVP of that tournament. So he is on a bit of a hot streak as well himself. Here he is in the lane, kick it out, wide open. Oh, a friendly bounce. Someone call Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, Kraus got some luck there from the corner. That was beautiful. That's how Triton Central can run away with this one. If Sago's hitting his shots, yes, that's great. When the rest of the team is hitting their shots, that's when they can be deadly.
Heritage Christian nearly giving it away, and they will. Wow. It goes out of play off Flint.
Yeah, Flint just stands up dejected there. Dove for that one. Just got the unlucky bounce, and it goes out of bounds.
Good defense. Triton Central's defense was phenomenal that entire first half.
The entire half. They didn't let up. It's not like we saw full court pressure the whole game, but when they were in the half court, they were deflecting the ball, getting their hands into lanes, making life so hard, running Heritage Christian off the three-point line. It was so impressive what Mark James' squad did, and we said this guy has 43 years of head coaching experience. His team and the Tigers will have plenty of fundamentals and play plenty good defense.
Here's Sago. He can't hit from the free throw line. Strong rebound for Heritage Christian. Willite will take it all the way. Dump it off Sutton, and he gives it away right in the jaws of Kraus. Kraus trying to get it down low. Ricochets off the rim. Flint into the front court. Has some space. Gets down low. Stops. Kick out. Three-pointer. Willite hits.
Great shot from Willite, a great find from Flint. Now, I will say, when you have a defender in the air, go up and just try to put up a shot, maybe get an and one. But he got lucky there, the nice find and a great shot.
Response can't come from Max Kraus. Heritage Christian with a strong start to the third quarter, but still down 12. Aiden Lyon, 6'6" underneath, and a giveaway yet again. Taken, Kraus in the lane, flipped up, doesn't go. He gets his own rebound. Comes bouncing back to him. Sago putting the moves on Schonk, and he'll back up, get a call from his head coach. Sago, spin move, whistle, and looks like that's going to be on the offense. Steps out of bounds.
For Heritage Christian, a lot of turnovers offensively. Now, they get lucky here as Triton Central commits that one, but you want to see a little bit better you want to be more patient and just take better care of the basketball, because you will be able to find some holes in this defense if you just run through your passes, have 7, 8 different passes before you even look at a shot, and they'll be able to find some more success.
Gavin Schonk, he was a good point guard for them in the first half, but got taken out about halfway through. Here he is in the paint. Kick out Wilhite. He just buried a 3 this time, driving, and a nice layup.
And could have called a foul there if they wanted to. Now we know this officiating crew, they're going to play. They're going to let these guys play, but how about that? He's not just a three-point sharpshooter. He can get in and be nifty.
Wilhite, no points in the first half. He's got 5 in the first 3 minutes of the third quarter. Heritage Christian getting that lead down to its shortest at 10 since the first quarter. Sago directing traffic again. Looked like he wanted a high screen. Sago nearly threw it away. Driving, Kraus spinning around the rim, and another rebound tracked down by Heritage Christian. Sago, what a save! Triton Central, he'll try a triple. Oh, fake. Pull-up jumper off the heel.
Probably would have been better off just firing from the corner there.
Schonk fighting through traffic, doing a good job to create some contact, and he'll head to the line.
Kraus was probably standing there for a little bit. Here you see a beautiful triple from the corner. I mean, not a lot you can do to defend that, and he buries the shot.
Schonk stepping to the line as a 50% free throw shooter. He gets the first one to go. Today's broadcast brought to you by Officially Human. Our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on fields and courts. Do your part, participate, good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we can't play. Timeout on the floor. We'll take 1-2 in Heritage Christian.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Triton Central with a strong lead over Heritage Christian, but not what it once was. It's around the 16-point mark at one point. Heritage Christian gets it back into single digits, has a chance to make it 8 with a free throw from Gavin Schonk upcoming. Today's broadcast brought to you by IndianaSRN Sports Page. Wall-to-wall sports news every day. High school, college, pro sports, we have it all. Check it out, IndianaSRN.org, and click on the Sports Page tab. Stay informed with the IndianaSRN Sports Page. Schonk can't hit the second time. Rebound by Lyon, but he gives it away. And that'll be a backcourt violation.
How about Lyon, though? But obviously, the backcourt violation, no good. But he had now 5 rebounds. Hasn't played a lot, of course, this mid-December, injured. And now, he's come in and played very well today. 5 boards. He's really making his presence felt.
Great design and an and one. Cale Butler getting to that low block like he has been all night, but he missed 2 in the first half. That time he connects.
And Flint there, just a little too much contact on the inside. What a play. Butler's looked good today. And we expected him to come in just firing on all cylinders from downtown, a 44% three-point shooter, but he's made his living today in the paint. He's taken some contact, doesn't have that huge frame, but at 6'3", he's played pretty well.
And he converts on the three-point play. That is 5 points now for Cale Butler. Averages around 7 per game. Nice hands by Sago, but he can't get it out of the grasps of Heritage Christian. Wilhite trapped. Handoff in the corner. Face guarded. And a reset with Sutton. Schonk looking to get inside, can't do so. And we've got a foul on the floor. That's Cale Butler fouling Brody Sutton. Seems like Heritage Christian may be trying to go into the chest a little bit more. of the Tigers. They were really trying to just move it around, find a three, and maybe not taking a great shot. But now they're kind of moving inside a little bit more.
And it's really proved that's why they've been able to get back into this game a little bit more than maybe what they were at halftime. They've made a run, and it is because they're getting more high percentage shots. And plus, we've seen some more whistles here. The more you get it into the paint, the more favorable you're going to get sent to the line.
Another quick foul, that one on Connor McClure. 6'2" junior, 170 pounds. Didn't start in this ball game, but has seen some good time. Wilhite will bring it back up the floor. Just under 4 minutes left to play in this third quarter. Sutton trying to hand it off to Wilhite. Good defense from the Tigers. Here's Flint, yet to score in the third quarter. Flint, handoff, Wilhite, and misses everything that time. He had one earlier from that spot, but couldn't connect.
And he was just rushed. If you're going to be rushed to take your three, then keep passing it until you can find a shot where you won't be as rushed. That's the reason there's no shot clock in high school. Take advantage of it.
Good ball movement from the Tigers, but a near giveaway. Good job from Butler to keep hands on that basketball.
It's been another quiet quarter from Sago. Heritage Christian really finding a way to key in on him and slow him down after an 8-point first quarter.
And we've got a foul on, I believe that is Gavin Schonk of Heritage Christian. And so it'll stay on this end of the floor with Triton Central. Make a difference. Help us put more student athletes on TV by logging on to IndianaSRN.org, add directing your donation to a specific school, or hit the donate button. More games, more opportunities for our kids. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. Great defense from Heritage Christian, forcing the 5-second. They'll get the ball right back. The defenses look better from Heritage Christian as well.
Might be just what the doctor ordered. If you can slow down the high-powered offense of Triton Central, almost 60 points a game, maybe your offense can get some more looks as well. It's been impressive here in this second half.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Maybe a 5-second violation keeps the Tigers away. Down low, good grab by Sutton, and he can't finish. Gets his own board, but taken away by the Tigers.
Man, Flint was right there. Could have helped him in the post. Instead, he took off running. Would have been great to have two men down there.
Triton Central, they rebuilt a lead. It was at 8. It's back to 12 at its largest, around 15-16.
Another
nice
instance.
Finish.
I mean, that's maybe the third time today that Butler has just been left alone cutting like that. Just gaps in the defense he's finding, and he's been able to do a great job inside that painted area.
And he's really answered the call in this second half. He's got 5 second-half points after only 2 in the first. Triton Central turning to their other players when Sago can't get some space. Wilhite, he's had a strong quarter as well. Nearly gives it away, however. Flint, corner, fake a 3, drive, Nix. Loses the handle, it goes flying. And a save from Triton Central. 3, Sutton, heel
that
hit.
One's big. That one is huge from the forward. Goodness, they needed that.
Heritage Christian back within 11, trying to get it to single digits. Going into the fourth. Sago without points in this third quarter. They'll give it up for Kraus. Saw Triton Central just hold the basketball for as long as they could to end the first half. See if they do a similar thing here. Driving, Sago, kick it out. No urgency to shoot it, but they will. Spinning jump shot, no good from Butler. And a giveaway from Wilhite, looked like a miscommunication. Sago in the lane, layup lays in. Nice finish from the junior.
So the offensive Heritage Christian impatient. You get the turnover. Now Sago sees one roll through. He might start to heat up some more. That could spell trouble for Heritage Christian offensively and defensively.
There's who Heritage Christian needs to heat up in Flint, but he gives it up. 20 seconds to shoot. Wilhite. Over to Sutton. He just made the big three-pointer to bring it within 11.
Flint, 8 first-half points. Hasn't made a shot since then. They need to get him going.
9 to shoot. Up top. Triple. Oh, yeah.
That's what we said coming into this game, Graham, is that this is a team full of good shooters when they are catching it and shooting it. Too often they're trying to create their own offense here. Just run your offense. You're going to get guys open. They will hit shots.
The lead is 10 for Triton Central. Not what it was, but still up high. We'll take a break here at Heritage Christian.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all their reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call him today for coverage tomorrow. 317-894-7000. Lead is 10 for Triton Central, but a much stronger half in that, or much stronger quarter in that third quarter for the Eagles.
First time Heritage Christian ended the quarter with more points than their opponent today, so that's great news. You start to dig into this lead. They will need a huge quarter here in the fourth if they want to win this game, but it's a step in the right direction.
Flint can't hit. Nice offensive rebound, but misplayed, and it's going the way of the Tigers. That was Dearman, who had a good chance underneath.
Nick Dearman hasn't seen a ton of time today. Doesn't see a ton of time all year, but he had a great chance there and was just too strong off the glass.
Collier will check back in for the Tigers. And Triton Central, they had success in that third quarter, not necessarily because their offense was too hot, but their defense. And how about the defense again? Schonk gets the steal off the inbound and a quick 2 points. Now maybe a little bit of a full court press, but Butler takes it across the timeline.
And all of a sudden, you get another 1 or 2 of those stops and scores, and you're right back in this game. That could be huge for Heritage Christian.
Long face guarded, had to give it up to Sago.
Just a simple man-to-man defense right now, but it's working for the Eagles.
And the crowd getting involved, and a steal by Flint.
Be patient.
Flint in the lane, gets it taken away, but it'll stay on this end. And how about the crowd getting a little bit more involved? That student section bringing some life to their team.
Not a huge gym, fits just over 1,000, but right now, to your point, everyone who is in the stadium, in that gym right now, is getting excited. They see what could be coming.
Timeout, Triton Central on IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else for delicious food? If you're looking for amazing fresh food and servers that genuinely care about service, you have got to try Aspen Creek Grill. If you're looking for amazing fresh food and servers that genuinely care about their service, you will not be disappointed. 866-885-3249. Call today. Triton Central with an 8-point lead. Heritage Christian, they were down by double digits for the majority of the second and maybe even third quarters. But man, they have brought it back in the late third quarter, early fourth. Here's Flint trying to create some space. Good defense from Collier. Flint.
Just keep this up. Keep passing the ball around. You will find an open shot. And that was not it. That was not an open shot.
But a strong rebound from Dearman gives him a second chance. Flint down low. Nice finish.
And that is the good shot. You're forward in the paint. Eli Nix with the size advantage. That's what we're looking for. We don't want to just rush three-point shots. Get the twos. They're going to add up. And now it's only a few possession game.
6-point ball game. Triton Central hasn't scored in the fourth quarter. Sego, this is who they need to get involved. Gets in the lane, nearly loses the handle, and a foul on Nix. And it was swarming defense, but maybe just got a little bit too handsy.
Yeah, and take a look here, wide open as we got a little defensive miscommunication there with Butler, went crashing, and just the size advantage over Grant Long, about a 2 to 3 inch advantage for Eli Nix, and he makes him pay. And he steal. Are you kidding me? By himself.
But a giveaway. Sean couldn't handle the pass, and a foul.
Boy, Eli Nix could do no wrong there for a few seconds until he did, and that was just rushing the pass and thought he could get a guy cutting in transition. Too many bodies in the paint defensively for the Tigers, and it wreaked havoc on the Eagles. But props to Nix for getting that steal. Just jumped out and manhandled the offender.
Full court press. This was instituted by Heritage Christian late in the third quarter. Oh, nearly an over and back. Referee says no.
I agree with him. If Nix was a step behind him and then did that, maybe, but he wasn't quite across yet. Which,
strong
again, great
defense.
Yeah. He gets called with a foul here, but a good defensive stand there before the foul was called. Nix playing pretty well.
Heritage Christian, they have had Triton Central's number as of late. They're on a 2-game winning streak. Lead the series 8-3 all time. The last time that Triton Central beat Heritage Christian was February 5th, 2016. Just for some reference, that was 6 days before the first Deadpool movie was released.
How about that?
Foul again, this time on Eli Nix.
Is that just a date you have memorized? Saw that in your prep and said, oh, that's Deadpool.
That's
Deadpool.
Right. Well, I can tell you a couple other things. It was 10 days before Taylor Swift's 1989 album
there we go.
won Best Album at the 58th Grammys. That feels like a while ago. Whoa, wide open, Sego. Beautiful design on the inbound, and that was too easy.
Silent. He's been silent. Haven't heard anything from Sego until now, and he makes his presence felt when it matters most.
Heritage Christian, their defense was so strong. Held Triton Central to no points in the fourth quarter until that easy lay from Sego. Looking for a response, Dearman.
Nix keeps calling for just a lob.
And he still is doing so. Shonk. Dearman, he'll try a short corner jumper. It's in and out. Tough possession there. Feels like they might have needed a score.
Especially after Sego got going. I'd expect to see him get the ball a little bit more here.
Triton Central going to hold that basketball for as long as they can until they get the cleanest shot possible. Again, this could be a sectional preview come March. Triton Central trying to get the best of them, and a big foul underneath.
That's all right. Make him earn it. Very physical. Nix isn't worried about fouling out. Now, the problem is that's the 5th team foul for Heritage Christian, so bonus shots the rest of the way out, but I don't mind a little bit of physicality in the paint there.
It'll be Sam Collier heading to the line for Triton Central. Collier scored 2 points in the first quarter, hasn't been able to get the ball through the cup since. First free throw is good. Today's broadcast sponsored by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Can you volunteer today? Call 317-686-6239. 1 for 2 from the charity stripe for Collier. And Heritage Christian still with some life, but they got to start making things happen ASAP. Flint still with no points in the second half. Miss. Strong rebound from the Tigers.
Boy, Schonk needed that one.
Sago dumps it off, and a miss, but put back by the Tigers. Here's Arterburn. Hadn't seen too much action in this contest. Wilhite tries a three, and it's off the iron, but Sutton with a strong board tries dumping it off, and it will stay on this end of the floor.
It's felt like maybe the last 3 possessions, Heritage Christian just needed a bucket.
Some good action tomorrow. This is the first one. Cannleton taking on Providence Cristo Rey. That will be Saturday, 2:50 tomorrow. Nice inbound, and we've got a foul underneath.
Yeah, no harm there. No worry about bonus shots. He wasn't in the shooting motion, so Sago will take that, and he won't mind. It's only a second.
That was the foul on Sago. It doesn't matter too much at this point. Only 2. He'll be in this ball game for the remainder.
I don't know if he's hit the bench at all yet. He's going to likely play wire to wire.
Offensive foul, and that is going to hurt Heritage Christian. Another good matchup tomorrow. Franklin taking on Rose Holman in some D3 action at 2:50 as well. That one in Terre Haute on RHIT.TV. Sago, his ball handling is fantastic. Dumps it off. And now keep away begins for the Tigers.
Yeah, you see they had a couple open looks, but instead of capitalizing, they're just going to keep passing the ball around and wait until they can get a foul here.
Butler a little trapped, trying to find someone, and gets it to Collier.
They can run a couple minutes off the clock at a time doing this. We saw at the end of the first half.
Heritage Christian trying to double team, force a turnover. At any point, do you consider fouling? Forcing him to make some shots at the free throw line?
You hate to do it this early. Maybe you bring up some help and see if you can't get a double team.
Well, there they got the turnover. And with 3 minutes left, they got to make up 11 points. Columbus East taking on Seymour on Saturday. That one at 7:20 a little bit later. The nightcap. Heritage Christian has to score quick. Wilhite, a lot of contact, no whistle. But they're letting them play. Still contact after the rebound, and finally, a foul gets called.
It's just felt like these last few possessions, Heritage Christian needed buckets, and they have not scored in the last couple of minutes. They really had a nice run going toward the beginning of the quarter, and they're not able to capitalize.
Final good game that we want to tell you about, Morristown going to take on Traders Point. That one also 7:20 tomorrow. 4 really good games coming your way on IndianaSRN.
Morristown, the last team that Triton Central beat. That was last week. They hosted the Shelby County tournament, did Triton Central, got the win there. The man here at the line won MVP. That's what, if they hold on today, it's going to be 3 straight wins for Triton Central.
1 for 2 from the line for Sago. He's got 16. If that one fell, it would have been 17 points, right on his average. Flint trying to draw contact, can't do so. And Heritage Christian trying to get that ball back. They played some good defense in this second half, and there's a turnover. Krause stepped on the sideline. And Mark James not too happy about that call, saying that he was all the way out at the logo.
How about the job that Mark James has done at Triton Central? We'll move on to 8-5 this year. I mean, he came in after a couple really rough years for the Tigers, and they've just been playing fantastic.
They had a fantastic season last year. That's absolutely right. 31-1, 18-0 in Crossroads Conference. Not a lot of time left for Heritage Christian. Long 3, and it's well off the mark. Bodies fall, no whistle blows. Triton Central up ahead, wide open. And that could be the dagger for Grant Long. Under 2 minutes, 14 to play, or 14 between the two teams.
Now you're in desperation mode for Heritage Christian. You just start chucking up shots and hope they go. You have to do it quickly.
And there's a miss. Keep away once again for Triton Central. And we've got a foul on the floor. Today's broadcast brought to you by Highway Safety Services. Services, you do what you do. We'll keep you safe doing it. Contact us at 765-446-1502. Sego will head to the line. Needs one more point to hit his average on the season. He averaged 17 points as well last season, 12 and a half as a sophomore. Did not play on varsity as a freshman. But since his sophomore year, he has been dominant at the high school level. Can't hit on the first free throw as a 90% free throw shooter. Today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. Wilhite draws some contact, and he will head to the line.
You love getting free throws when you're down here. You got to capitalize on them. You got to hit these shots, but it's a chance to put up points without taking any time off the clock. A great chance here in what's desperation time.
First free throw, good for Wilhite. Heritage Christian will take on Indy Tech in their next game. That's a 4A school, January 21st at Heritage Christian. And then as for the Tigers, they will play host to Millen, a 1A school.
Should be a good game against Milan. That's tomorrow. So this is the first of two for Triton Central. Should be a fun game tomorrow, but we'll see if the Tigers can have that same energy against Milan as they did tonight.
Beautiful ball movement. It doesn't get any better than that. Grant Long with an easy 2 points to effectively put this ball game away. Wilhite loses the handle, trying to go up, and a big foul from Caleb Flint.
I'll tell you what, too, for Heritage Christian, you play on Tuesday. You mentioned that matchup against Tech. It's going to be the city tournament. Pretty excited to see how this whole tournament goes. Starting next week. Of course, the county tournament in action right now, Marion County tournament. The finals tomorrow, semifinals were tonight. Excited to see how the city tournament unfolds. And again, that starts with Heritage Christian at home against Tech on Tuesday.
Flood of subs come in for Triton Central as Matt Krause tries to put the cherry on top. And he will come out after going 2 for 2 from the stripe. Well, Heritage Christian, it was all going to be about their defense tonight. That would be if they could keep Triton Central under around 40 when they score 40-plus points. They're 5-2 on the season, but 0 for 4 when they score less than 40 points. Another foul. And that will send Caleb Flint to the line. Flint, a sophomore, plays club basketball for Marling Academy. And just a sophomore, he's got a strong high school career ahead of him, averaging 10.5 points a game. 80% free throw shooter, the best on this squad.
And he's their leading scorer, like you mentioned there, and he's played pretty well tonight. They haven't quite featured him. That's the thing with this Eagles team, is they try to just spread the wealth, spread the ball around, but at times, especially when some of these shots aren't going down, I'd like to see him just get the ball to Flint and let him take over. He's only a sophomore, like you said, a bright future ahead.
Under a minute, Triton Central just trying to take this one home as they have led pretty much the entire way. Heritage Christian had a small lead at the beginning of the ball game in that first quarter, but then Triton Central in the second got it to a double-digit lead. The closest it got was about 7. Heritage Christian, they did a good job to get it back there. It was really their defense that stepped up when it mattered, but they just couldn't close it out.
Went on a nice run, end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, but then, like you said, we saw Sego hit a shot. Things really started to click again for him, and then everybody else followed suit for the Tigers. So right in the middle of that fourth quarter, Triton Central just took off running. What was a close game, got it within 6. All of a sudden now it's this deficit that it is now, and that's just because Triton Central woke up out of their lull and started hitting shots again.
2 for 2 from the stripe for Rex Laurie. And Noah Dearman, he checked in for Heritage Christian between free throws. We've cut another foul driving to the cup I'll tell you what, the refs didn't call any fouls for the majority of the game, but here in the last couple minutes, they've been calling all contact. Hudson Hickey will trigger things in. Brody Sutton scans, tries to get some open last look for Heritage Christian. Schonk, kick out, Dearman, and he'll hit.
Okay. I like what Schonk brings to the table. He's pretty crafty as a point guard. Now, his shots haven't been going down quite as much as he'd like today, and maybe even throughout the year, but he brings a lot in terms of ball handling and defense. He's been fun to watch.
15 seconds left in this contest that has been Triton Central all the way through. They'll break a 2-game losing streak to this Heritage Christian team, and they will go on to win their 3rd straight, their 4th in their last 5 games. Triton Central with a strong win. Coming up, the Piper Logistics Player of the Game. Stick around on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Get a gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Welcome back to Heritage Christian, your Piper Logistics Player of the Game, Eli Sago. Nathaniel, a pretty easy choice if you look at the stats.
Nice and easy, nearly 20 points today, which is right on par with his season average. 4 rebounds. He had 2 steals, a couple of assists, and maybe most impressively, he had a block. As a 6-foot guard, he skied up and got a block. How about that for your Piper Logistics Player of the Game? Eli Sago, just a junior. He will be terrorizing not only the sectional, which features Heritage Christian here in a couple of months, but a whole nother year of him in Indiana high school basketball. Excited to see what comes from Eli Sago in the next year.
And excited to possibly see this matchup again come sectional time in March. But Triton Central, they get the win this time, 54-40. They move to 8-5 on the season. And Heritage Christian, they move to 5-7. That will do it for us here at IndianaSRN. For Justin Griffith on cams, our producer Jerry Collins, my partner Nathaniel Finch, I am Graham Nash saying so long from Heritage Christian.